Okay guys, so this is going to be the next little project that follows on from Track and Field. So in Track and Field, when I bought this, it had a joystick and it had a single player setup and it had a game elf, this little blue thing here, which is 412 in one vertical setup running in there. Now there were some pretty decent games on there. And I thought, well, I still want to use that, and how can I get around it? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in here and plug in a Ms.Pac-Man JAMMA adapter to enable me to basically plug in the game elf and a new switching power supply. So I pulled the game out and I will look inside and I'll show you the bits and pieces I've bought, and then we'll get it fitted. Okay guys, so pulled the game out, took the back door off, and this is where we are. So in theory, these are all the parts that we need. This is apparently a very quick and easy job, but we shall see how we get on. So the plan, the idea is to disconnect the edge connector there off of the original Ms.Pac-Man board. So pull that out, and then what happens is we connect it to this, and this is Pac-Man to Ms.Pac-Man cabinet JAMMA PCB adapter, it says there, and this is from Arcade Shop in the States. And then you plug your game elf or your JAMMA board or whatever you want in there, obviously vertical orientation for this machine. And you can make use of the original 1 and 2 player buttons as your fire buttons. So we don't have to cut any new holes into the control panel or anything like that. Really handy connector on the front. If I can move them out of the way, and I can show you what's on the bottom. Oh, it's not really easy. So it's got your 12 is your orange, 5 volts is your red, and your ground to black. So they're all clipped up crimp connectors to go onto our switching power supply, which is in this box. So in theory, there we go, boom. So connector up there. Obviously we need a power plug, so we've got one of those. So I've got to cut the end off, cut this off, stick some connectors on there, connect it to the power supply, and we're good to go. Apparently it's that easy. So we shall see. So I shall start taking bits apart and let you know how we get on. Guys, quick update. So what have I done? I've just screwed in the switching power supply, put the terminals on for the mains cord, which is there. I've disconnected the harness from, or the connector from the Ms.Pac PCB. I've undone one little bracket, little plastic bracket there that holds the cable to the side of the cab. I've just rested the game elf just down here for now, just kind of a mock up to see if it's going to work okay before I kind of commit to fixing anything down or trying to find a place to secure it. I just want to kind of do a mock up and make sure it's going to work. So I've just kind of got it wedged on that little metal bracket for now. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to check the voltage, and I'll have to turn this on without any load just very quickly, just to see, just to make sure that I've got 5 volt at the supply before I connect it to the game elf. If that's turned up too high, we can end up frying this. So I kind of want to make sure we've got 5 volts here, connect it up, and then I can always adjust it if necessary once it's all been powered up. So I'll do that now, and then we'll fire it up in a sec. Okay guys, we're going to power it on for the first time together. I've just, like I say, screwed the terminals down on the power supply. Got 5.12 volts without anything on, without any load. So I'm just going to fire it up, and let's see what happens, guys. So I've got to turn 2 plugs on now. So we turn the monitor on first, then we'll put the power to the game elf on, There we go. Let's go around and see what's going on. Let's see if it works, guys. Okay, so we've got a little bit of a sync adjustment to do. And hopefully that will be it. Okay, so I shall find the sync adjustment, do that, and yeah, report back in a sec. Okay guys, so it's actually been a good couple of hours since I last did a video clip. Now, I don't know what's going on, but basically this game elf will not sync on this monitor. I don't know what the fuck is happening. So we've got a 60-in-1 running in there. I've actually adjusted the screen quite a bit. I didn't realise that the Ms.Pac-Man board would have been really quite dark. I had to turn up the screen brightness quite a bit, but it's looking really good now on this 60-in-1. It's kind of my, yeah, I kind of didn't really want to put the 60-in-1 in there. I really wanted the game elf in there, but I cannot get the, I can't work out how to sync the monitor. I've looked at all these adjustments up here, and I can't work out what the fuck's going on. On the JAMMA cab there's a sync button, and it's just really easy to adjust. So I'll put the 60-in-1 in as I do for now. And yeah, a little disappointed the game elf's not working. I really wanted to have that in here. But this is going to do for now until I can work out what's going on with the sync. Yeah, like I say, I might need to phone a friend on that one. But for now, we'll leave this in here. So what I've done is I've put in the switching power supply, run a new power cord outside the game. I've undone 2 brackets, so I've got a bit of slack on this cable. I don't want to take the original board out. I don't want to have it laying around or anything happen to it. So all I've literally done is put 2 screws in a bit of hardboard at the back to hold it in. That's it, and adjusted some pots on the monitor. That's it. So minimal disruption. I've just been messed about trying to get this bloody game elf going, and I can't for some reason get it to sync, which is really annoying me. So let's go around here and see what's happening. So I've utilised the credit button still, so you can choose what you want to do. Like I say, you've probably all seen these before. So yeah, it's all up and going. Like I say, 60 games on here. I've not gone through, worked out what's going to play well, what isn't. I've just, like I say, got the colours going okay, got it working. And that's about as far as I've got, guys. I've not really messed about with it at all. I did put the speed up on these other games, not the original ones. So Ms.Pac-Man is going to play exactly like what was in here before. So it's got Gallagher, Donkey Kong 1, 2 and 3, Galaxium, Dig Dug, yeah, all the standard stuff. I mean, just go to Pac-Man. It plays perfectly, absolutely spot on. So it's, yeah, it's all good. Just a little disappointed that the old game elf unfortunately isn't going to work for me today. So I'm going to put it all back together, put the back on, push it back and leave it for another day. It's quite late, it's now 2 o'clock in the morning, so I've had enough. So yeah, I'll pack this away now, guys, and yeah, I shall update you once we're all back together. Okay guys, so we are back in the hole. What I've done all night is literally work on stuff, look, tools, crap everywhere. Okay, so 61's running. Like I said before, slightly disappointed that we can't get the game elf in here, which is what I really wanted. Gonna have to come back to that another day. But yeah, for the time being, we've got this running. And like I say, it all works. All works good. Like I say, it's all still got a few options to play other games in this now, which is always good. Yeah, try and do it without concentrating. But there you go. Basically, it's a bit more variation. Yeah, but like I say, hopefully you get the game off in here, and I've got a lot more games to play then. But again, it's just probably a sync issue. I want to understand how that works. Okay guys, so it's now Monday night, and it was Saturday night when I first came and looked at this, and we had the issues with the game elf not running. As you can see, it's just laying at the bottom there. So I did a bit of research and identified the monitor as an Electrohome G07, which is a common monitor by the sounds of things, and looked up sync issues. So Ms.Pac-Man and the 61 seem to run a certain way, and I think newer like JAMMA boards, or these are multi-boards, whatever, have a different kind of sync setup. Now I don't understand sync or how it works. I'm not that technically minded, and I don't really care. All I know is that it will not, the monitor will not stop scrolling unless the sync key is correct to stabilise the image. So what I've learned, and I've just literally cut these cable ties to this cable here. So up here, these orange wires here that go to this little 3-pin Molex connector. So this orange cable is the sync wire, and then what's happened is this orange wire here, it goes into the same top pin as the sync wire, and then it's kind of hooped over into the pin next to it, into the middle port. So it splits the signal, obviously, to my understanding. I'll say obviously because I don't know what I'm fucking talking about, but it's my understanding that this is then splitting the signal somehow, or the sync, I don't know. So my thought is, if I cut this wire here, if I cut this, then in theory the sync is only going to the top connection. Now if that doesn't work, then I don't know what the fuck's going on, and we'll have to resort to plan C probably, and I don't know what plan C is yet. But what I'm thinking is, at the worst case, if it doesn't work, I'll just reconnect these two wires together, and it'll be as if nothing ever happened, and we're good to go. So I might go and get some kind of connector so I can put that back together if that is the case. But what I'm thinking of doing, guys, I'm thinking of literally snipping this cable and then running the game elf and seeing what happens. And if that works, then it's happy days, and it'll be a very, very easy fix. So I'm going to snip this, and then we're going to put the game elf in. I want, actually, on the subject of this game elf, so something you want to bear in mind. Let me get the manual and I'll show you what I've done. So the game elf is wired to JAMMA, but it does have a slightly different requirement for one of the pins. So let me show you this. Okay, so this is JAMMA wire setup. So all this is pretty much standard to my understanding. These are the main power, your main power lines, and then these are blank. So you've got 2 grounds, your +5. This is obviously both sides, part side and solder side. 12 volt. Then you've got the ones that are not used, right? Then you've got your standard speakers, your video, your sync, and all the rest of it. Now at the bottom, it says here, caution: do not connect pin 27 of JAMMA port to ground lead. It would affect the game's playing. Now normally, 28 and 27 are ground, the same as the top 2. So I had this issue with the Titan cab, which I've done with Track Field now, where I had to disconnect sorry, there was no ground connected to this wire, to pin 27. So when I plugged in Track Field, it was looking for a ground here, and I got garbage on the screen. So that's why I had to solder a ground to pin 27, because I didn't have it. So what I've done with this, and because I bought this this Ms.Pac JAMMA adapter, and I don't really want to start messing about with that, what I've actually done is I've took a bit of action into my own hands, and I've fucking modified the game elf board so I don't have to mess about with the wiring in here. So what I've done is I've actually drilled through the 27th pin on the game board, because everything else uses ground. Everything else that is normal requires a ground to, as you can see here, the large pin on each end is ground. So instead of messing with my power supply, unscrewing that and modifying my newly acquired adapter, I've just rawed a drill bit straight through there, which is basically the same job. So the connector will fit on there and it will make no connection to that pin. Now that's only going to be a problem if you want to have your bloody 6 buttons set up on your player 1, player 2. Now there's nothing I can find on here that needs 6 buttons to play anything on this vertical setup. So we've rawed a hole in there, and well, so when I turned it on, okay, the sync weren't working, but like I say, it seemed to be okay apart from that. So yeah, just wanted to give you an update on what I've done with that. I say I could have put a Stanley knife across there, but you know, I wanted to make sure. So we've drilled a hole through it, and yeah, that is an update on the game elf. Right, okay, enough chattering. I'm going to cut this cable and plug the game elf in, and we'll turn it on and see what happens, and we'll do that together. So let's do that now. Okay guys, so as you can see, I've just cut this wire here. I've just trimmed that, so there's no going back now. And I've just haphazardly placed the game elf and plonked it in there. Yeah, I'm a little bit nervous because I don't want to start fucking cutting things around and messing it about, but I think we can live with the one jumper wire. So okay, let's turn it on. Legitimately, this is the first time I've actually done this, so we're going to see what happens together. Yeah. So I'll turn it on now, and let's fingers crossed that the game elf comes on and nothing goes bang. So I'll turn the lights down so we can see what's going on. I need to plug. Oh fuck me! Is it going to reach? Yeah, right, okay, legitimately first time. Okay, so something's making a noise. So fingers crossed that that wire clip, hang on a second. Right, fingers crossed guys, that that simple snip was our problem. Come on. Please work. No. Okay, so it must be something else. It's got to be something to do with this fucking sink. It's got to be something to do with that sink connection, guys. So I shall reevaluate and perhaps try and peg that onto a different pin. Right, bear with me. Okay guys, looks like we're going to plan C. Right, so what I've done is I've pulled the connector off. So it's connected like this, with these two wires obviously joined. So now I've cut this, the connection is only going to the top pin. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut this down here, and I'm going to put on one of these what they call like chocolate block connectors, and I'm going to use this to you know, make the connection where I want it. So what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to cut this wire and join it to this cable, so the signal then goes to the middle pin only and not the top pin. And then obviously when I want to put, if I need to put Ms.Pac-Man back in, I'll simply disconnect the appropriate wire, rejoin these two together, and it'll be like nothing ever happened. So that is what we're going to do now, and I shall cut it, do it all, and then stick it all back in, turn it on, and pray. Pray that it works. Alright guys, back into it. Okay guys, so as you can see, I've now connected up the sync cable to the middle, and it's only going to the middle pin. So if this doesn't work now, I'm fresh out of ideas, if I'm honest. Because I haven't got a pin for the bottom. There's no pin in the connector for the bottom terminal, so I'm not sure what will happen if it doesn't work now. So I guess we need to just cross everything and hope that it does. So let's turn the power back on as we did before, and fingers crossed. Right, so game board is on, monitor is on, and pray. Okay, so it looks slightly better, but it's still not quite there, and I don't know if that is... No, it's still the same. Okay, this is going to be one of those fucking jobs, isn't it? Yeah, it's still going haywire. Okay, right, I guess we have to try plan D. And I'm not sure how plan D is going to work, but okay, let's try this again. Okay guys, this is plan D. What I've done is I've removed the pins from this Molex connector and I've put them in to this one. And why I've done that is on the instruction card here, it says, there's a picture up here, you see it? Negative sync, positive sync. So what I've done is I've moved the wires from the top two and put them onto these two empty pins on here, thinking that maybe that is why we can't get it to work. So yeah, I think we're just going to give it a go and see what happens. Because I honestly don't know. I don't know. I'm just winging it. I literally used this little tool, this here, look, and just literally pick the pins out of the holes, and then plonk them in there. So if this doesn't work, I am honestly at a complete loss as to why. So if this works, great. If it don't, and we blow something up, then I don't know what else to do. I'm completely stumped. So let's try plan D. Right, I'll get up off the floor. And we're doing this live, guys. We're doing this proper. We're doing this together, and we're going to see what happens. So if it doesn't go bang, that'll be good. So monitor's going on. Game off going on. So nothing's gone bang. What happens now? Come on. Oh, right. So we're looking better, but it's still rolling. Oh my god. Okay. I am honestly at a complete loss as to what the fuck is going on here. I really don't know what's going on, guys. I think I've exhausted all options, I swear. I guess I could try disconnecting that other wire again and putting it in the middle port and just seeing if that works. And then I am fresh out of ideas, seriously. So I'm just going to try that. Okay, plan E. So what I've done now is it's fucking focus, come on. So what I've done is I've now disconnected the vertical loop and separated them, so they're no longer joined together. So we've now just got horizontal going in only. So I just guess we've got to just try that, and I then could try it the other way around. It can only be a sync issue, I swear. I don't know what else it can be, honestly. I'm no expert, but I'm just trying my best here. So okay, let's go again and then see what happens now. Okay, monitor on, game elf on. Fucking hell. I don't know what else to fucking say. This is just more hassle than it's worth. I swear this is more hassle than it's worth. Jesus Christ. Okay. Okay, let's see if there's any other options. If not, I'll give up. Okay guys, I'm officially giving up. I've basically reverted it back to exactly how it was. Okay guys, so we didn't give up. It's now Tuesday, and I've got a bit of an update for you. Last night when I finished the video, I thought I can't let this game beat me, and I went back in. I just need to give it one more shot, and basically, guys, look, it's working. Now, the stupid thing is, all the effort I went through to sort out the sync was kind of like, it's no avail. There's no kind of point in doing that. All it was the horizontal frequency was like way off. Now, and it's a simple adjustment on the monitor chassis. Now, the reason I discovered it is because I tried all the sync options. I thought it can only be one of those controls. It can't be anything else. So the original Pac-Man board and the 16-1 work on the same kind of like setting, like the same position. You haven't got to adjust anything. But I read the manual again, and this bloody game elf, right? You have to basically turn your horizontal frequency like right back, like way out of kilter to anything else. And then it came on. I just kept I turned it back a good few millimeters, and that in an arcade adjustment is quite a lot. Like, just turned it left about three millimeters or so, and then it started to come into view. And then what happened was this side of the screen was actually like it was curling over here. So I turned it back a bit more. It basically pulled it straight like this. So now it's working a treat, and I can't quite believe that it's actually working. And it really was just a simple adjustment, but I just needed to be a bit more patient and just turn the adjustment more than what I normally would do, because normally those adjustments are very minor. You just have to turn it just literally a fraction, and it makes all the difference. But this board seems to need quite a lot of adjustment. So we're a little bit behind here, guys. So basically it came on and it was upside down, so I had to go into the service menu and spin the image round. We also then had an issue where, because it's on free play, every time I pressed this button, which is now jump, it would put a credit on. So every time you're playing a game, you press that, or shoot, you're putting a credit on every time you press the button. So I had to go turn it off, go back into the service menu of the board and turn off free play. But to do that, you need a third button, because this button selects, it goes into the menu, and then to make changes you have to press button C, which we don't have. So what I actually had to do last night, and this is another one of my favourite bodges, I'm not sure you can see this, there's a micro switch here, and I've got a bit of earth cable put into one of the pins here on the board, and the ground, that black wire running up there, a bit of insulation tape on, to create my third button. I literally just did that just so I could select to turn off free play. I'm actually going to take that wire off. I'm not going to leave it on there like that, obviously. It's merely just so I could show you what I've done. Yeah, so now we've turned the free play option off. It plays fine. So I'm going to obviously mount this somewhere a bit more secure. I've actually bought an extension lead today because I had two plugs running out to the wall. So I've just put them on there, so now I've got one plug coming out, which is always good to have one. That is honestly about it. So the 61's going to stay there, and I literally just had to adjust one of those pots. I couldn't believe it. It's as simple as that, and I've been messing around with it for hours trying to get to bloody work, and that's it. I have tried to adjust the horizontal width coil to bring the picture more kind of stretched out, but I do vaguely remember adjusting that in the JAMMA cab, and this board a bit weird. You can adjust it all you want, but it only goes so far and won't go any further. So I'm assuming it's the board that is like that, or it could be the monitor, the capacitors won't let it go any further. I don't know, but I guarantee now when I put Ms.Pac-Man back on, I'm going to have to tune that back in, because this is on its own. This is on like a whole nother bloody level of tuning in and adjustment. So this is going to stay in as it is for now. We have got a 4-way locked stick, so for some games it's going to be great, and other games it won't be. So I'm not sure what we'll do about that yet. I say some of the shooters will be a right pain to play, but all the classic 4-way stuff is going to be perfect. Again, this really, I mean, the wife loves Tetris, so that's a win. There's there's plenty of 4-way games I'm going to play on here for now. Maybe this might be something to change at a later date, I don't know yet. I might sort something out with the panel, don't know. We'll see how I get on with it. I just wanted to get this game off back in here because I know the wife likes to play Tetris. I quite like to play Monkey Donkey and Bagman at the moment. I quite like playing those. But again, it's just got everything else on here. So yeah, this has just got way more variety than the 16-1. So I really, as you can tell, wanted this to work. So I'm really pleased that it is in and operational. We've got the monitor brightness turned up because again it was quite dark, so that, and the monitor looks really good now. So yeah, I'm just really pleased with it, and it's like you say, you kind of at the turn of events. So 1 minute I thought I'd have to give in and live with the 16-1 for now, but I'm pleased that I went back to it and just tried and persevered, and then it worked. So yeah, really pleased with it. So that really is going to be the end of the Ms.Pac-Man project. Again, wasn't really a huge project, was it? It was merely just a simple case of putting the power supply in and just wiring that up. And I say, literally, all I've got to do, if I ever want to put this back as normal, is take that black edge connector off, connect it back to the top there, put this plastic cable clip back to that nut, and there's one over here, that one, onto that nut. Take the extension lead out, plug one of those plugs back into the wall, and obviously adjust my thing and my settings, and that is it. It is back to normal. So we haven't really caused any damage as such, and yeah, we're going to be able to get a bit more use out of this game, this machine, and play a few more games on it. So that is what we're going to do for the time being. So that is it, guys. We will leave it there. I'll pack it all away. And I think you've seen enough of this game for one video. But like I say, been a learning curve for me, and maybe for some of you as well. For all I know, you could have all been screaming at me at the TV, telling me to adjust the horizontal sync the whole time. But there we go, we live and learn, and I've now learned, and I won't be doing that again. I shall make sure I adjust that before I do anything else. Anyway, I'm rambling on, guys. I'll leave it there. Thanks for watching, and yeah, no doubt I shall catch you again soon for another video. See you in a bit. What a game.